Steve Harrigan is live outside Mar-a-Lago with the latest for us, Steve. And many people say they appreciate Merrick Garland's push for transparency, but unsealing this affidavit really would give the more pertinent information, not just the warrant.
You're right. This is certainly the next battle in this case, unsealing that affidavit, which would give the reasons behind this raid. At this point, it's clear the Department of Justice does not want that unsealed. So even if it does go back to the judge sends it to Trump. Trump says, yes, he wants it unsealed. The Justice Department will appeal. We're not going to see that affidavit or what's inside at any time in the near future. In the meantime, President Trump pushing back, going on the offensive today, saying he wants the documents returned to Mar-a-Lago, saying they are protected by attorney-client privilege. He also attacked the raid itself as a political stunt, saying on Truth Social it was a sneak attack on democracy. The White House pushing back, saying there were no politics involved, that this was a decision made independently by the Department of Justice. The White House also says a filter team is in place. That's to separate out any documents that have attorney-client privilege before they go to investigators. Now, a number of Republican officials, as you mentioned, both current and former, really pushing hard for more transparency. The fear is that this is simply an open-ended investigation.
What I thought they were up to here was basically trying to do a fishing expedition to see if they could find information that's relevant to the Capitol riot that might help them make a case arising out of January 6th. And looking at the warrant, I think that's exactly what it is.
So the next battle, as you mentioned, is over this affidavit. Will either side hope to unseal it? Right now, Department of Justice clearly saying they do not want it unsealed. It would jeopardize their own investigation. So we're looking at a weeks-long battle ahead. Jackie, back to you.
Steve Harrigan, thank you so much. Joining me now, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General under President George W. Bush, Tom Dupree. Tom, great to be with you tonight and to get your insight on this, because this is really crucial, right? It is the information that was in the affidavit to get the warrant, the sworn signed affidavit that would really explain to us what it was the Department of Justice and the FBI were going after here. As Andy McCarthy has pointed out, many people agree, this feels like it was so broad, it was so general, where they could essentially go into Mar-a-Lago, take any piece of paper that they wanted, that this was a fishing expedition. What do you think?
Yeah, Jackie, I guess first and foremost, it doesn't surprise me one iota that the Justice Department is standing fast and opposing the public disclosure of this affidavit. As you accurately note, this is the story. This is what led the Justice Department to execute the search warrant on Mar-a-Lago. Inside that affidavit is the information that all Americans are interested in learning, namely, was there an inside informant? Why did the Justice Department think there'd be evidence of a crime at Mar-a-Lago? Why did they have to take this extraordinary step? Doesn't surprise me that in the ordinary case, the Justice Department never wants to unseal these affidavits unless and until they actually charge someone. I would have hoped they might make an exception here, but they ain't going to do it.
Let me ask you about the documents that could be fall under attorney-client privilege, right? You know, we all have rights in this country. We have rights. We rules and regulations. We try to uphold the law to the best of our ability. But that's a really important protection. And to go in, to raid Mar-a-Lago, to walk out with these boxes of documents, and now also the Trump team has said, we'd like to have an independent investigation or somebody review the documents, remove what is attorney-client privilege, what is confidential, what we should, you know, essentially what should be returned to us. And that request was denied over the weekend as well. I mean, what I am concerned about is not just the way this raid went down, that if this could happen to him, it could happen to anybody, but in so many different steps here, they're essentially trampling on his rights.
Well, Jackie, if today's reports are true, in other words, if the FBI actually seized attorney-client privilege documents, that is going to complicate the Justice Department's review process immensely. What they're going to have to do is create what's known as a taint team. It's basically a separate team of DOJ lawyers that will review the materials that were seized from Mar-a-Lago, and they'll have to be shielded from any prosecutors who might think about charging this case. It makes it a lot more difficult process, a lot more cumbersome, but it's what the Justice Department is going to have to do to protect the attorney-client attorney-client privilege, which, as you noted, is one of the most valid of our rights.
You know, we've seen so many crazy things happen, right? When you see a draft opinion leaked from the Supreme Court, even with this independent team at the DOJ supposedly separating these documents out, if that were to happen, things could be leaked, you know, things essentially that shouldn't be, that are privileged information. I mean, as a citizen in this country, that, you know, would maybe at some point, you know, in the future have to consult with an attorney about any kind of matter. That's really troubling to me.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you know that attorney-client privilege documents aren't protected and can be leaked and appear on the front page of the New York Times, that's going to make you a heck of a lot more cautious in even speaking with your attorney or seeking legal advice. That's the whole reason we have this privilege. You have to respect that, or else people just won't be able to have candid conversations with their lawyers and get the legal advice they need about how to defend themselves.
It's really concerning. Tom Dupree, thank you so much for breaking it down for us. Good to see you.
Thank you, Jackie.